page 2002. The Holocaust, Genocide and Human Rights is a subject about which students at the university ought to learn. Students knew so little about this very, very important subject, which in a nutshell, the Holocaust, for those who don't know, is the planned industrialized murder of the Jews of Europe during the Second World War, so from 1939 to 1945, when 6 million Jews were murdered in and by Nazi Germany and German-occupied Europe. But by studying the Holocaust, we come to learn all sorts of things, the most important of which is that civilization itself is only a veneer, it's paper thin, that a country can go from being highly civilized and collapse into a state of barbarism within a matter of months.
纳粹德国从一个经济、军事、工业上被制裁的一个国家，发展成当时欧洲最强大的国家，然后跟苏联爆发了战争。通过这门课，让我对这一部分历史有成体系的了解。
The Holocaust. It is also a very important historical event in the human history. Why are human beings always killing each other? We can really interact with each other in this course and learn from each other from different perspectives.
The course itself, this is a general or let's say comprehensive course, literature workout. Students should have a comprehensive understanding of this place, touching upon different dimensions of its history, political and economic, but also cultural, social, in many different ways, from different angles or aspects. We also have some primary source analysis. They are woven into the course. So we do analysis of old maps, some types of visual sources like photographs and paintings to help the students understand the history they're reading about is actually made.
It's not only about Nkar. It also has some history of China and Portugal, as well as have some connections with the areas and countries both in Europe and Asia. This is a global view of the history. I will be more extensive in the future.
This course is a compulsory course taken by Year 2 students of the Bachelor degree in Portuguese Studies. It's generally to advance the students' proficiency in their oral production of Portuguese as well as their comprehension of oral texts. The student can progressively become more apt at Portuguese language as it is used in its oral version in the real world. Students will listen to texts chosen by the teacher, presented with different types of comprehension exercises, wherein they are presented with situations and they will have to create dialogues or monologues based on those situations. Normally they are also, of course, always related to everyday contexts and situations and topics, increasingly becoming more complex. So from talking to very ordinary everyday activities and situations to more abstract topics such as future professions or the economic situation or cultural topics as well.
This class raised my interest in speaking Portuguese out of class with my classmates instead of Chinese all the time, and I also learned some ways to analyze and practice listening using the real recording from Portugal radios.
The content of this course is very interesting, which makes me more motivated to learn Portuguese. And our professor, Professor Mario, always encourages us to speak more, which makes me feel more comfortable and confident every time when I speak Portuguese.
中国语言与华人社会这门课是中文系开设的通识选修课。那从授课内容上来说，这门课从社会语言学的角度，对国家通用语普通话、汉语方言和华人社区的关系做了全面和深入的介绍，让同学们了解到中国内地、香港、澳门、台湾以 及海外华人社区的汉语生活，让他们从中感受到汉语、汉字对于凝聚中国人以及华人的身份认同的重要作用，增强他们对国家的认同感，对澳门社区的认同感。这门课呢，涉及到很多海外华人社区的案例，可以拓展同学们的全球视野，因而这门课深受同学们的欢迎。每年有选修意愿的同学非常多，这也是我们中文系语言学方向全体同仁共同努力的结果。
这门课是以社会语言学的角度面向大多数学生的一门通识课，所以在课上可以非常普及性的学到很多世界范围之内华语和中国语言以及各地方言生存的现状，以及透过这些语言背后了解各地民系、各地民族和华人的背后的文化。那通过这门课上学到的知识，我可以了解到像港澳台地区，包括马来西亚、新加坡以及大陆内部各地方言的这个文化和他们语言使用现状。而通过这些，我可以更加了解这个地方的历史发展的背景，以及他们现状之下要怎么去改善和传承自己的语言。就在每节课上，我都可以了解到不同国家他们华人的这个语言使用情况，以及他们各地的语言景观和语言政策，了解这些地方的华语现状和他们华语发展历史背景，会对文学的了解呢更有深入。
This course, Introduction to Western Philosophy, is intended for undergraduate students who do not have a background in Western philosophy. Students in my course usually are exposed to philosophy for their first time in their life. And what we are doing in this course is discuss some of the main questions that have occupied philosophers for centuries. Questions that are fundamental for our existence in this world, and questions that usually already have in their life even before taking the course. One other aspect of this course is that it also involves movie screenings. We will watch movies that are related to the topic that we are addressing, the certain period of the course. And while watching the movie, students will be able to apply what they have learned during the lesson in the context of a scenario which is a fictional scenario. Therefore, they will be able to discuss movies by means of philosophical concepts by relying on philosophical reasoning and employing the philosophical terminology.
For me, the main contents that I have learned in this course is about the different branches of philosophy, such as epistemology and ontology. And we also dived into the world of different philosophers, such as Plato, Aristotle, Descartes. And moreover, we also covered a little bit about AI and functionalism, which is really relevant, especially with the development of technology today.
Interesting thing about this course that I really like is the incorporation with movie screenings. Actually, I have learned so much through watching these movies. While watching these movies, I could just incorporate the theoretical framework that I've just learned in this course into the movie. I didn't just watch this movie, but rather I reflected on the knowledge that I have learned.